Hello Soul Family, my name is Gita and welcome to your Pick a Card reading. So the title of this video is going to be, what are they saying to their friends about you? But before we get started, I just like to say really quickly that if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it and it really helps out my channel immensely. And also I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who does like my video, who actually subscribes and actually has bell notification turned on and comes here regularly. You've made a huge difference in my life and you've helped change it. I mean, honestly, I'm actually pretty disabled and I actually can't work a regular job. So for you to support me, it gives me a way to make money so I can provide for like my daughter. I have a 5-year-old and I really appreciate that. Like, I can't even express without like bursting into tears and telling you. So I really appreciate it. And if you actually did take a moment to like the video, and if you're not subscribed, to go ahead and subscribe, I would be so thankful. You have no idea. You're helping me out loads. I have an immune deficiency and I have other health issues. And because of those health issues, it makes it incredibly difficult to have a regular job, especially now with COVID going on. So just something to think about. I just wanted to let you know that. So I really appreciate it. All right, so in the video description is where you're gonna find out information if you would like to order a reading. And if you would like they're video readings, they're not just, some people get confused and they think they're email readings. They're not, they're actually a creative video like this one right here, and then you only get a link to it. So you can click on it and whoever you share the link with as well. So that's the only people who can click on it. And also in the video description is where you're going to find your timestamps, and also the timestamps now in most devices, you can click on them in the video in the description. Like before they and I feel like they're still trying to improve that as well, so you can click on timestamps even on mobile devices. So it should be good. All right, so this is going to be option number 1, and darn, I don't know what that was called. If you know what it's called, I'm just going to call it, I think it's a kind of quartz, a certain kind of quartz. I don't remember the name of it. I actually didn't look it up, but this is going to be option number 1, option number 2 with the amethyst, option number 3 with the labradorite, and option number 4 with the rose quartz. This is a form of quartz, so I'm pretty sure. I'm going to have to go look it up now. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get started and find out what it is that they're saying to their friends about you. All right, so here we have the cards for option number 1, and I knew what it was called, but I couldn't think of it. It's tourmalated quartz. It's like, I know what this is. Why can't I remember? I even knew what it's for. I can't remember what it's for, but I couldn't remember the tourmalated part. All right, but this is, let's go ahead and see. But that's what it is, tourmalated quartz. A lot of you are going to probably be like, is tourmalated quartz, Gita? Yep. Just let me know in the comments below. Let's go ahead and find out what it is that they are saying about you to their friends. All right, so the first one we have is follow your own good advice. And number 10, it says trust yourself, you know what is best for you. And then we have number 39, uncertainty, choose who you will become. I wonder if this will work. Let me try to move it over a little bit. Okay. All right. So we have visionary, bully, but it's in the upright at least. Ooh. Okay. I haven't actually gotten that card before in this deck. We have child wounded. And we have scribe in the reverse. So, and that one is the shadow attribute, and it says altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. But I don't know, let me look at the other cards before I decide. I hope I could fit these all over here. And then we have I mean, I could probably write in little words like the names of these cards that have no words on them, but that would be just too easy. All right, this one is called compassion. I knew it was something like that. Maybe I can't fit it like that. Because I gotta fit the tarot cards too. I need a gigantic table. All right, and this one's called The Call. I remember what this one is. I remember what most of them are, but some of them, I don't know, I just seem to be lost for words today. All right. So your first tarot card we have is the Three of Wands. We have the Ten of Cups. This one's already getting interesting. We have the Devil in the reverse. Then we have the Emperor. The Ten of Swords in the reverse. That's interesting. Oh, wow. The Ten of Swords in the reverse with the Ten of Cups. Clarifying it. And then we have the Fool in the reverse. And then we have Mall Crawl. We have Cheers. And we have Cool with Whatever. And then we have, ooh, cool. So we have Clover. Or Clovers. And we have Magnifying Glass. Wow, I really like these. So what is this person saying about you? All right, let me see. Visionary. It says light attribute, which is in the upright. It says capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. It could be vision or like advice or something. Bully highlights your tendency to intimidate others. Helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. Ooh, I like that. So it's like you have a tendency to, like you're intimidating. They're saying that you're intimidating. And I'm also hearing that your ability to maybe even see the future, some of you might be psychic or something, you're sensitive. And there's some aspects where, I don't know, maybe you just know stuff, you're a visionary, so they're saying that you're a visionary. So I'm feeling like they're saying that they could feel intimidated by your abilities and your gifts. Child wounded, awakens compassion. And that's interesting because that's what this is called too. This card right here is compassion. Awakens compassion and desire to serve others, other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. So it looks like you've gone through some difficulties in the past, maybe even a difficult childhood. And whatever it is that you suffered through, you help other people. You help other people overcome it. I feel like that they say that you write about it. I feel like you take up for other people too, and you defend other people. You feel like you have a calling. They say that you feel like that you have a calling, and you're just so compassionate. They're also saying that you give really good advice, and you're good at, you don't really need advice from other people. You get advice from yourself. You know what's best for you. You give good advice to other people as well. It says uncertainty, choose who you will become. So it's like choosing who you will become. So they could be talking about you're still like trying to find yourself. You're still trying to figure out who you are. This person feels really lucky to have found you, and they want to find out more about you. They find you to be very giving, very loving, and compassionate. I feel like that some of you might be healers. Let me know in the comments below. But we have the Three of Wands, the Emperor. I feel like this person wants to take action with you, and they're setting long-term goals, and as far as that's concerned. Again, with this card right here, the Mall Crawl card, it talks about they're pleasantly surprised that they're really happy to have found you. For some of you, they might actually have plans of wanting to go shopping or something with you. That's not going to be for everybody. It's going to be for rare few. Now, the other thing that they're saying, and the main thing that I feel like they must say the most, is that with the Ten of Swords, they've just been at rock bottom. And they're just tired and they want to be happy. And they feel like that you can make them happy. Like that you have that ability to make them happy, to also to help them heal. It says new beginnings. Yeah, they want a new beginning with you. And happiness. But then we get this other part. We have the Devil in the reverse. So maybe they're in a relationship and they're talking about releasing that relationship. Maybe that they can't come towards you and offer you any commitment. So that's another issue I'm having here. Is I don't think they're ready to make any commitment or anything right now. Yeah, it's saying being chill and they're trusting the process. They're still making a decision. It could be like maybe they're in another commitment. There's some kind of thing that is restricting them. For some of you, this could be like your boss or something like that, because we have the Emperor. But it's like they're trying to release maybe some kind of negative energy, something that is holding them back. They're trying to release that. But the Fool's in the reverse, so they're not really taking a leap of faith yet. Not really wanting to take a leap of faith. They're not quite sure yet. I feel like that they're planning to, or they're intending to, or they're saying they're going to, but they just can't do it yet. It's feel like more like it's being delayed and they just can't do it yet, more than them actually like choosing not to do it or not trusting it. Because the Fool in the reverse can indicate, you know, not trusting what is, you know, the situation yet. I mean, for some of you, it could be that they don't quite trust it just yet because they're still trying to understand more. They're trying to understand more information. Now, I'm also hearing that they look at your social media and they talk about what they see on your social media as well. I feel like part of that is that they're looking at your social media and they're looking how you're interacting with other people with this bully card. I feel like you give people advice often. You can tell when people are, I feel like that you've been you've gone through so much and that you already know, like there's so many things that you already can tell, like when someone's not a good person or something, someone who is not going to serve your highest good, and you do things to remove those people from your life. And yeah, you definitely, you have a calling, and they also feel very drawn to you. They just feel like there's a lot that they can learn from you. Anyways, that's all I have for option number 1. If you like this kind of reading, please give the video a thumbs up. I appreciate it and it helps me out. If you would like to be notified of future videos, please subscribe and then hit the bell notification. And if you'd like to have a private reading, you can see how to do that in the video description below. Alright, well, thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead now and move on to option number 2. Alright, so here we have the cards for option number 2 with the Amethyst. And let's go ahead and find out. I'm trying to move it over to where you can still see it. Let's go ahead and find out what they've been saying about you to their friends. So the first card we have is number 42, Mortality. It says, life is brief, bright, beautiful, and yours to live. Number 20, keep your temper. Don't allow anger to rule you. Then we have Shapeshifter. Queen in the reverse. Child nature in the reverse. I don't know about that. I don't know about this card, guys. All right, so the shadow attribute of this card is tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. I don't know about all that. Most of you guys are not doing that. And who says that? Maybe they think you're not very green. You don't drive a Prius. We have companion. Loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. So I feel like this, you know, I don't know. Take however resonates. Wait, I'm trying to remember this one. This one's a weird one. This one is something like curiosity. And what a card this is, what the artwork on this card is. This one's called Curiosity. I think this one, I know what this one is. I haven't used this yet, Vigilance. I haven't used this deck in a while, but I'm trying to get back into it because I love it. All right. So the first card we have is the Ten of Swords in the reverse. The last deck had that too. We have the Four of Coins in the reverse. And the Eight of Swords. Ooh. I don't think they're gonna say nice things about you. We have the Six of Pentacles. That's interesting. We have the Page of Cups. And the Hangman in the reverse. This person is very passionate. The Hangman in the reverse has got a really similar meaning to the Eight of Swords. It can do. We have Shy. You guys don't get mad at me when they say not nice things. You want to know what they're saying? You want me to lie? It's a plan. And then we have Stork. You know, if they're saying something too bad, they're probably not talking about you, and you're probably in the wrong pile. So just pick another one if it doesn't resonate. All right, so we have Letter and a Heart. Whew. Oh my goodness, this is mixed up. Okay. Basically, what your person is saying is that you get angry. You're not someone to be messed with. With the Shapeshifter card, they say that you have skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness and ability to see the potential in everything with a Shapeshifter. But I feel like that you're able, I feel like they say that you're changing, that you change. You have been changing a lot. I do feel like that they're, like for a lot of you, they're saying that you have been working on yourself, maybe trying to overcome these tendencies, okay? Maybe it's not tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. It could be like people. So they could be saying that you're mean to people, which that could be in child nature. They could be saying that maybe you're not so great with the environment. Maybe some of you, they might be as petty as saying that you don't recycle, or that you drive a gas guzzler, or you know, you eat bacon. I don't know. You know, people get mad about all sorts of things. We have Queen in the reverses has become arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. So this actually reminds me of the Red Queen for Alice in Wonderland. I can relate. Sometimes I don't even want to lie. Sometimes people, I'm not a dumb person. I know I'm not. And sometimes I have short patience with people who aren't too bright, and most people is fine. Like I'm fine, but sometimes people, I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting, and it's being so inconvenient for other people, and I just want to yell, idiot, off with their heads. But I'm silly, but I'm ridiculous like that. I would do something like that, but I would try not to do it in a mean way. I would try to be silly, but at the same time, oh my God. But that's, we have companion. It says loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. So I feel like that they do see good things in you. They see you as someone who's loyal, someone who's unselfish. It's really weird. I feel like that part of it is that they don't, maybe they're, that again, I'm going back to this changing thing, how this person sees you as someone who's changed. You're just, and also they say that you're a very curious person. I'm trying to pick up what it is that you're curious about. I feel like that they say things like you're a very private person, that you choose very carefully what you share with other people, and you're not a nosy person. You're not someone who tries to get into other people's business. You try to mind your own business. You're very observant, and you keep your observations to yourself. You sound like a really smart person to me. See, it says keep your temper. So I'm feeling like a lot of you have a temper. I think everybody can have a temper. You sound like, if you're as smart as I think that it sounds like for most of you, you're like really smart. You can lose your patience when people are not being as bright around you. Maybe they've seen that part of you, and maybe they see it online or something. I don't know. Maybe you've done it with them. I don't know. Maybe, life is brief, bright, and beautiful, and yours to live. This mortality card is talking about like knowing that you're mortal. I don't know. It can indicate, you know, a refusal to realize your own mortality. It's about dying. I'm picking up for some of you with this card that you've actually died, or you've almost died, and you've had near-death experiences, and it's like really changed your life. I feel like that maybe part of your situation with this card here is that, for one, people are not really understanding that, you know, life is brief and short, and we don't have all the time in the world to wait for people to take their sweet ass time to make up decisions. We don't have time. You know, you can die at any minute. When you've almost had something happen to you, when you've had something happen to you and you have died, or if you've almost died, you tend to appreciate time more and appreciate your life more. And I feel like that they might talk about something along those lines. I'm not saying that it's perfectly what I'm saying. You have to figure out what they're saying on your own when it comes to the way I'm saying it, but because this is a general reading. But I do see there's been some kind of communication with your feelings. So maybe they're talking about how you've maybe written them a letter, talking about how much you feel about them. Or they've written you a letter. And I can see that here as well with this Page of Cups. They want a fresh start with you. Whatever this feistiness is in you, they don't seem to mind. They want to have you're intimidated by you. I'm hearing this, intimidated. So they're intimidated by you, and they're nervous. They're really nervous to ask you out. They want to. I feel like that you're very giving. We have vigilance as well. I feel like you're a very strong-willed person. You're not someone to be messing with. I feel like you're very smart. You're very sharp. with the Four of Coins in the reverse, with the Page of Cups. There's like something they want to ask you. For some of you, it could be something all the way from like proposing to you, from like asking you to go do something fun. There's something that they're saving money for. They have like a date, like some kind of idea, like they want to solidify a date. They want to make some kind of date or some kind of offer with you with the Page of Cups. I feel like they want to ask you to go do something. But it's like they don't have enough money. So they're trying to get money to do it. All right, so there's another thing with the Eight of Swords and the Hangman in the reverse. Now, for some of you, I'm picking up that, not all of you, but for some of you, I am picking up that maybe you lost a child, you lost a baby, and you're having difficulty overcoming that, or you have in the past, you feel like, it's saying that you feel like a victim. And not only do you feel like a regular victim, but also like a spiritual victim, like you're just, like God hates you or something like that. Something where you just feel like everything bad in the world will happen. If it's going to happen to somebody, it's going to happen to you. But that's what the Eight of Swords is about, feeling limited. Like you can't, there's a lot of things you can't do. You can't do these things because you're just not lucky enough, or you're just not this enough. There's something that doesn't quite line up. I don't feel like that you really don't care about yourself or anything like that. But it's just like you feel like something, like you're kind of stuck, almost like you're cursed or something. Okay? And I feel like for some of you, it could be related to like things that happened to your past. It could have been happened to through your childhood, things that have negatively happened to you with children, family, things like that. It's not going to be, for everybody, it's not going to be the pregnancy thing. It's going to be about something. But I do want to kind of say something, because, I mean, I've been there, you know, man, for like a lot of my life. I grew up abused and everything like that, and like badly abused. Not like I had to wash the dishes. More like I was adopted and then I was badly abused by the people. Everything that you can imagine happening bad to a little girl happened to me. And after a while, you have these things in your head, you know, like maybe I'm just cursed, maybe God hates me, just things like that, you know. But those thoughts never help nobody. Okay, it's not actually true. And I overcame it, and it took me like a long time, but I finally did. And when I did, I started to be able, my life started improving drastically. So there is things that might be going on, and there's things that maybe you have a special purpose and things that you need to be doing. So maybe try to figure out, you know, why you feel like this and start to address it, and try to figure out why you feel stuck. Okay, like you feel some kind of stuckness, like you can't achieve your dreams or something like that. Because I'm picking up, they feel like they're saying that you feel limited. And if that is true, I'm just saying that. And if that's true, I feel bad for you. But I want to tell you that you can be released from that. You can get out of that. And I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Because I can see that you have a lot of potential. I feel like that, well, you already have potential, but you have even more potential than you allow yourself to know. I feel like that you deep down know. You know that you have potential, but it's like, I feel like that people have maybe even said to you that maybe you're stupid. You know how people put you down and you believe those things, you allowed yourself to believe those things too much. And so you try not to think that you're special or anything like that, but that's not true. You are actually special. And all of the things that those awful people said to you aren't true. You can overcome these things, but I'm just saying that for people who, and I mean, if you're really wanting to know how to overcome it, I mean, watching my videos does help, because I talk about this stuff a lot, especially my live streams. I talk about it a lot in my live streams. And if you come into my live stream, you know, often I will talk about stuff. If you ask me in chat, you know, you can answer like that. You can follow me on Instagram and DM me, or Twitter, whichever you prefer. And I mean, I could tell you how I got out of this. And if you're really, for those who are really into that, who are feeling like this for legit, I will help you get out of that if you want to. You just have to tell me what's going on and everything like that. And I'm not just talking about just a reading too. I mean, readings help. It's always nice to get paid to help people. But, you know, I would help you regardless. But anyways, I feel bad, but it's okay. It's okay. I feel like that you might be misunderstood and they're intimidated, but I mean, on the light note, they do have intentions on doing things with you and having, I feel like they have nice affections towards you. I don't feel like they're saying anything too bad, but they just feel like that you've suffered a lot and everything like that, and they are talking about all these different things about you in that sense. Anyways, that's all I have for option number 2. If you like this kind of reading, please give the video a thumbs up. I appreciate it and it helps me out. If you would like to be notified of future videos, please subscribe and then hit the bell notification. And if you'd like to have a private reading, you can see how to do that in the video description below. Alright, well, thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead now and move on to option number 3. Alright, so here we have the cards for option number 3 with the Labradorite. It's like that, it's like mermaid scales. This one's not as shiny as my heart one, but I still love it. Is that even where I want to put it? No, I want to put it over here, but that's where I normally put it. All right, let's go ahead and find out what they have been saying about you to their friends. Oh man. Okay, so we have number 35, never jam today. I'm keeping it real here today, guys. I'm letting you know what they're saying, the good, bad, and the ugly. Okay, and then we have curiouser and curiouser, number 9, discovery, inquiry, weirdness, and curiosity. Wait, did I read this one? This one says promises that never come to be, empty words, and not living in the now. And I do have to move these over a bit because I got a lot of cards. All right, so we have murder in the reverse. People say lots of stuff like this. And you have pioneer in the reverse. I don't know what the other readers are reading, but apparently I am not getting the fluffy cards, that's for sure. We have addict in the reverse. Man, all of your stuff is in the reverse. Okay. We have lover in the reverse. I'm hearing some positive things too. All right. All right, so this one, oh, what is this one called? I'm trying to remember. So this one's called Karma. And this one is called Hello. And you know, it's pretty bad that I remember what the cards mean, but I can't remember the name of them. All right. We have the 2 of Swords in the reverse. We have the 9 of Coins. And we have the 5 of Swords. There's been some drama in this situation. We have the Chariot in the reverse. We have the 8 of Swords. We have the 6 of Wands in the reverse. Then we have the word hello. Hello. That's interesting. You know, that's what this card is. I don't have that many cards that I call that. Yeah. So you got 2 cards titled hello. All right, we're going to talk about that. All right, we have rocking it. Then we have Team Awesome. And then we have Birds and Cross. I'll let you look at them better than that. Birds, Cross. All right. Try to figure out how to explain this to you. I feel like it's talking about you potentially harboring prejudices. Hello, distant, distracted, deep in thought, detached, aloof, not feeling it, find answers in music. You are really intimidating to this person. I don't know if they're saying that, but they are intimidated by you. I feel like that they feel like that there is some kind of, there's like things opening up for you with them, or they feel like that things, for some of you it's a little different. Okay, for some of you with the karma card, they're saying that, you know, maybe that you're part of fate. They are afraid that maybe like part of the destiny with you could be potentially negative, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're not, you know, they're like trying to be brave. Yeah, that's what I'm getting out of this. They're trying to be brave. Why are they trying to be brave? I feel like that this is like fated and they're trying to be brave. The same thing here with this. This is be brave and face the music, and this right here talks about finding answers in music. They could be hearing songs about music, you know, that remind them of you, and they might be talking about that. Like, man, I keep having this song come on, it reminds me of such and such, and I always think about them when this song comes on, and it's just always on, it's always playing. I feel like that they're getting synchronicities and they're talking about that. This person, they're feeling they feel like really doubtful that they think that maybe might be making promises that you're never going to keep. They're feeling like there's never going to be any jam. The never jam today. I kind of want to read that to you. I haven't read it in a while. So number 35, and so you can understand what I mean by this card here. It's one of my favorite cards of this one. It says, when the White Queen makes her outrageous statement that jam is for tomorrow and for yesterday, but never for today, Alice realizes that no one is ever going to get any jam. When this card comes to you, what can it mean? Well, it's likely that someone is making promises that sound like there is plenty to offer, when in fact it's extremely unlikely and they will ever deliver and come through with all of the wonderful things that they're attracting you with. You see, when this card comes, someone is claiming they can do a lot for you, but whether they are offering a pay raise, a good time, or a commitment, it is never to be. The promise is never to be delivered or enjoyed today. They exist on promises of a better future and the memories of a wonderful past, but they will never make good on their promises when it most counts. And that is today. Unfortunately, Alice is not at all attracted by the offerings of the White Queen. She literally does not want the jam. She just cannot be manipulated. So she can't be manipulated. But those who do want the jam could be forever living in the hope that one day they'll get jam. The fact is that this will never ever happen. Listen to the person making you some rather wonderful promises or boasting about how much they can offer others. When will they deliver? Are they always talking about the past and planning for a wonderful future, but struggling in the present? If so, it's best to be like Alice and have no desire for promises which will never be fulfilled. So they could be thinking that you kind of boast of having plenty but never enjoying the moment, or manipulation and withholding. Like, I guess a simple example would be like promising to have sex with someone and then never doing it or something, just something simple. So there could be some kind of situation that they are feeling like they are wanting to have with you, or they feel like that there's something that they want that is attracted to you for, but they feel like that is never going to happen. Like whatever you're promising is never going to happen. And then, but we do have curiouser and curiouser. They're still curious. They still want to know more. They feel like the connection with you is actually really interesting and strange. There's something interesting, very intriguing about you. And so I feel like that they almost want to just keep writing it out. Just keep writing out the connection, because they're obviously really intrigued and they're wanting to learn a lot. They're feeling like they're going to learn something. So we have martyr in the reverse, and it says addiction to self-pity. So you might talk about feeling sorry, or they might feel like that you talk a lot about, self-pity type of things. And then pioneer, it says compulsive need to keep moving on. So it's saying that you want to keep moving forward. And I feel like that they might be afraid that you're going to actually move on from them. And they're talking about that. And then we have addict in the reverse. And this says I can't talk. Compromises, integrity, and honesty allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. So they feel like there's something that they're addicted. There's some kind of addictive pattern that they feel like that they have that has authority over your inner spirit. That could be a lot of things. It could be codependencies, things like that. It doesn't have to be. It could be an actual drug for some of you, and for some it could be literal or kind of more spiritual. Lover, and this one's in the reverse. It says obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. Now they might feel like that you're very devoted or something, but I'm not feeling that totally with these cards. This is a card of being aloof. They feel like that again, that they feel like that there's something about that. Maybe this is their karma. This is the karma with you. They really are intrigued. That's what this hello card talks about, being intrigued as well. And even though I'm picking up, this is about strangeness, weirdness. This is about that too. It's a lot of intrigue. And they get nervous talking to you sometimes. They're intimidated. I feel like that they don't quite understand you, to be honest with you. Some might talk about maybe some of you are Wiccan or something, or pagan in some way, shape, or form, or whatever you believe in isn't quite what everybody else believes in. And they might talk about that. I'm picking up. I feel like there's nervous communication about suffering. So I feel like that you probably trusted them and opened up with them about your suffering, and they might have talked to somebody else about that. We have the Two of Swords in reverse. They feel like they say that they feel like that maybe you ignore them sometimes in order to get them to communicate or do something. It's a silent treatment in order to manipulate or coerce somebody into something, or doing something, or saying something. And that's more than one time that it's saying that. And that's saying with hello, it's saying that you're being distant and aloof. For all we know, you're just busy, okay? But they feel like they might be saying that I think that he or she are just ignoring me to get me to do something that they want, because the Chariot is in the reverse. And it talks about, I feel like it's talking about, in this situation, not making forward movement. And it's like, you're like, okay, you're not making forward movement, F you. I'm just gonna go do whatever you want. I feel like you're very independent in that sense. And I could say that right here. We have the 9 of Coins, so you're very independent, you're self-sufficient. This is so weird combination. The 8 of Swords, I have to ask why the 8 of Swords is here, because it doesn't make sense. Because the 9 of Coins, with rocking it too. Rocking, it says being yourself, confident. I feel like that this is really, these two cards go together. This one's kind of weird. I feel like they even say that you're very independent, you're very confident, but you feel very limited maybe from inner fears, from past hurts that you've even communicated with this person about. So maybe you have limited thoughts and feelings. This is the 8 of Swords can talk about being a victim mentality, mindset. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are all the time, that they might just perceive some of your behaviors in this way. With the 5 of Swords, I feel like that they actually I feel like they talk about how they think that you could have a really good relationship together with Team Awesome, that they love spending time with you. They feel like that you're compatible, that you're on the same page, but they're kind of feeling defeated. Maybe they're saying that they're trying to make forward movement, but you're not making forward movement with them. Maybe you're being aloof and being distant from them, and they're talking about that. Oh boy. So it looks like they're trying to understand what is going on between the both of you, if anything, and I feel like that they're just talking about that, and they might just be talking their feelings out. But yeah, that's what they're talking about. Hopefully that made sense. It felt a little bit all over the place. But anyways, that's all I have for option number 3. If you like this kind of reading, please give the video a thumbs up. I appreciate it, and it helps me out. If you would like to be notified of future videos, please subscribe and then hit the bell notification. And if you'd like to have a private reading, you can see how to do that in the video description below. Alright, well, thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead now and move on to option number 4. Alright, so here we have the cards for option number 4 with the Rose Quartz. And let's go ahead and find out. This here. Let's go ahead and find out what your person's been saying about you. So first we have number 12, lead the way. And it says, be a leader, show others how it's done. You can help others. We have number 34, impossible things, working through disbelief, imaginative leaps, and fresh perspective. I could probably move this over a bit more now that the other cards are gone. Can you see that? Alright. Got set cards. I haven't looked at these cards yet, so we have Mother in the reverse. Oh boy. I don't like that one so much. Alright, and then we have Poet in the reverse. That's interesting. That's weird. Was it? I don't know if I've read that one really. We have God in the reverse. And we have Storyteller in the reverse. Then we have number 24. And then we have number 7. This one I believe is called Lamentation. I'm trying to remember what 24 is called. Something like Strategy. Okay. Strategy. Everybody feels intimidated tonight in my reading. Most people are intimidated. I think men are intimidated by women mostly. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Nine of Swords in the reverse. I feel like that's always a good thing when the Nine of Swords comes in the reverse. Then we have the Six of Wands. That's good. Okay, I'm rooting for a more positive reading. All right, we have the Two of Wands in the reverse. We have the Two of Cups in the reverse. Ooh. We have Judgment. We also have Sweetheart. Staying in. That's a quarantine card if I ever saw one. And then we have Groom. Oh, okay. That's good. And then we also have Anchor. And Dog. All right, so what are they saying? It's like mixed. It's like good and bad. Let me try to make my way through these ones. These ones are the most negative. I gotta try to figure out what they're trying to say. Because these are in the shadow attributes. It says smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. So I guess a good example is if you make your kid feel bad for wanting to go out and be independent. You know, like, okay, I'll just stay here and do your laundry and clean the house while you go out and party. I don't know. It's just coming up with something. And then smothering or abandoning. Most likely it's not abandoning if you do resonate with any of this. Maybe you're more smothering and then not wanting your kids to go out. I'm probably feeling like that is something that is going on. But maybe they're trying to say that you're very mothering, and if anything, maybe you're kind of like a helicopter parent for those of you. If you're not a parent when you're getting this reading, it could be talking about maybe you could be talking about your mother doing this to you. They could be talking about that as well. So you have to keep in mind that when I'm saying these things, they could be talking about you or something with that about you. Okay, so like they could be talking about how somebody did that to you or something too. We have Poet, and it was in the reverse as well. So it says turns a lyric gift into negative or destructive effect. And the Light attribute says expresses soul insights and symbolic language. So basically it's like saying that maybe like that you have some negative signs or signs of something negative happening. Maybe they feel like that you're kind of got some doom and gloom going on sometimes. Like something that's a sign. Maybe, who knows, maybe you're gifted psychic and you're just talking about what you feel like is coming or something that is going on, and people see things differently. They're not very open-minded. I'm doing these readings and I'm just feeling a little bit, I feel like there's a lot of you, I feel like that when I'm doing your reading, I'm feeling like you're being misunderstood. But some of you guys get mad when I do these, but you want to know. So we have God. And it says despotism and cruelty, using power to control people. This could be talking about that they feel like that you have done that, and I'm also picking up there's a lot of you that you feel like God is control, something about God, some difficulty with God and controlling you, and something about making up tales that harm others. like saying it, like with these two cards together, maybe you feel like that maybe there's something in the Bible that or like information that harms others, or some kind of information or something that you feel like there's some kind of power that God has over other people. So some of you, it could be something like that. Or maybe they might be saying that you are, like, maybe you use your spiritual gifts to harm others. It doesn't make it true, but maybe they feel like that it intimidates or harms other people, or they find that you having this power it controls people. And maybe you're not really trying to control people. Maybe they are just, you know, it might just seem like that. I don't feel like that is 100% true for a lot of you. This is a little bit much, but you have to think it's something along the lines of that. So I feel like those are the most negative cards pretty much here. I do feel like that you are a leader. You show other people how it's done. You lead the way. A lot of people look to you. I feel like they talk about a lot of people looking to you, and that they look to you for guidance. Maybe they look to you for guidance. Maybe they look to you and you're kind of like a mother, even if you're not a mother. To a lot of these people, they look to you for guidance. So that would be like mothering. And maybe like, I feel like that they could be talking about how you're overly affectionate maybe with some people. And I'm just getting a lot of reader vibes and somebody not understanding a reader. I'm getting some negative reader vibes, but not saying that you're a negative reader or anything like that for some of you, but like maybe a lot of people, they don't look on doing this stuff very positively. So, I mean, it's just, it doesn't mean, for all you know, they could be talking about you and they'd be like, oh, aren't they like a reader or something? They're like, oh yeah, but I don't believe in that stuff. And you know how some people act like that. I'm picking up that kind of information. I feel like that some of it I feel like that some of them, I'm picking up that I feel like that you do astounding things, or you do things that astound them. Your effect on other people astounds them. And some people, they want to turn it into something negative. And like, they don't want to think that you're actually special or beautiful or amazing or anything like that. They want to think that maybe you're doing something negative. A lot of people, they have experienced loads of negative things in their life. And they just think most likely is something negative. Even though they're trying to say right here with a poet in the reverse, that turns a lyric gift into negative or destructive effect. I mean, that's like basically what the same thing that they're accusing you of. So, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. But I do feel like that you lead the way and you believe in impossible things. You work through your disbelief. I feel like they're working through disbelief about you. I feel like that you have abilities and you have a gift and you help people and you guide people. And what I'm picking up is that they having a hard time believing any of this, and they're having a hard time believing that it's true. They're having, you know, I'm picking up that they don't really believe in what you do, so they're kind of blowing it off or trying to downplay it in some way, shape, or form. But I do feel like that you believe in certain things that most people don't believe in, but I do feel like they do give you a fresh perspective. You're making them think. Basically, you're a good thing in a way, and you're influencing them and you're making them think. And when you start making people question their lives, question reality, question what they believe in, it's always a good thing. So with the anchor and the dog, it's about stability. That they feel like they could have definitely a stable connection with you. And with the dog, talks about loyalty. This is the Ten of Cups. They talk about loyalty, devotion. And also it can be a friend card. So they might talk about you being a good friend. That you're a long-lasting, stable, good friend. We have strategy. feel like that they have some kind of strategy. There's some kind of plan that they're having with you, and they're not wanting to tell anybody about it, and they're talking to somebody about their strategy, about what they're planning on doing. With, let's see, lamentation. This is talking about maybe you've been hurt. This talks about our heart healing comes after grief, giving grief its due. So you could have gone through some kind of loss, and they're trying to figure out how to get around it. They could be trying to figure out what to do. They're strategizing. They're thinking about, maybe they're strategizing about this loss. They're really apprehensive. There's maybe a choice that needs to be made. They're contemplating the future when it comes to you. And they are interested in you, most likely romantically. Here we have romance, infatuated, wants you back. So some of you, they may have actually, you might have broken up. They want to get back together. We have treating you well and sorry. So this card can indicate an apology. But with the Ace of Wands, I'm picking up some strong sexual vibes as well. But they really want to have a passionate new beginning with you, but they're just apprehensive about it. Maybe because something has happened. There's been some kind of loss, and they're trying to figure out how to go around it. So it looks like there's a difficulty in your relationship, or the coming together or the union of your relationship is on pause, and they're worried about that being on pause. It says, night in, your space, a moment alone, a partner is busy, free time, or mental vacation. So maybe you took some time on your own. Someone's taken some time on their own. Or maybe they have, even though maybe they've taken some time and maybe you're worried about it. But, I mean, with the Nine of Swords in the reverse, it does talk about coming out of that feeling or choosing to do something about it. The Two of Cups can be about an imbalance in the relationship, you know, so it can talk about you potentially have broken up in the past and wanting to get back together, or that you have been together and you have broken up and there's a worrying about this. But all in all, this person feels very drawn to being with you. With the Six of Wands, they talk about how they're really drawn to be with you. They feel like that you can have a very successful union. They have decided you'd be very successful, and they're interested in potentially being your committed partner. So they could think about being your husband. I guess you could be a wife too. It could be a husband or a wife. This is interested in a commitment or advancement. They find you to be a love of a lifetime, wedding, or event. So they definitely feel like that you would have a successful relationship. All in all, I mean, they find a lot of positive things, but I feel like honestly, it feels more like they're trying to work through these certain things that they have been saying about you. I feel like that they're just talking about them and trying to understand how they feel about them. Because, you know, it's a big thing to think about, you know. Maybe you talk about synchronicities. You guys might even talk about twin flames, because I got some twin flame vibes going up in here. So you guys could talk about your being twin flames or something. Or maybe you talk about it, and I don't know, they might feel like that maybe you're controlling them. It's something like that, like you're trying to manipulate or control the situation in order by talking about but you're just talking. I feel like you're just talking and you're just telling what you feel and what you think. That's what I'm feeling like is going on, and they're misunderstanding it, and they're just trying to understand it. I feel like they're talking about it with somebody because they're trying to understand it. So try not to be too offended with it. But let me know, are you a reader, in the comments below? I'm really curious to know. I seem to have a lot of readers coming here, so you guys get a lot of piles. It seems like I'm always getting reader vibes from a lot of these piles. Anyways, that's all I have for option number 4. If you like this kind of reading, please give the video a thumbs up. I appreciate it, and it helps me out. If you would like to be notified of future videos, please subscribe and then hit the bell notification. And if you'd like to have a private reading, you can see how to do that in the video description below. All right, well, thank you very much, and I hope you all have a wonderful day or night. God bless.